female bodybuilding channel. And JB, we are excited because we have a new girl on female bodybuilding channel. And we love for new talents to come on female bodybuilding channel. And this time we have Britt Mills. Well, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's awesome to see you guys.
First of all, is it correct that we talk to you like Mrs. Mills or Miss Mills?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
We saw some great updates on Instagram, and we thought to ourselves, we haven't seen this athlete before. We checked in with Tolga, and he gave a long list and said she's never competed before. She was just doing what was it, motorcycling or
motocross? Yeah,
motocross.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you mean she's never competed before?" And he said, "Yes, she's never competed before." And we saw the crazy back, but we also saw the crazy quads. And this, we were really excited. So we want to get to know you a little bit better. But first, can we go back in time and talk to us a little bit about why you made the switch from more? What is it again? Because I'm into only bodybuilding. Talk to us a little bit. What is it?
Motocross. So I race dirt bikes. I've done that since I was 10 years old. I went professional with it when I was 15. So started very young. What does that mean,
professional as a 15? You get paid and everything as a 15?
Yeah, so like you get sponsors and you do the professional circuit, which is called WMX, Women's Motocross in the States. I also did it at a pro level in Canada as well. So I would do both series. I did very well in Canada. I got a couple second places, championship wise, couple thirds. Was usually always within the top 5. And then in the US, I was always within the top 10 of whoever showed up for that given weekend. Back when I did it, it was a little bit more intense to get into. So like you had to qualify, similar to bodybuilding, you had to go through the ranks and qualify and do the correct events to get to the pro level. Unfortunately, kind of similar to bodybuilding, the numbers dwindled pretty badly, and they actually got rid of the series for a few years, and they're just started bringing it back. This year will be the second year they've brought it back in the US, and now they kind of just let anybody in. So there's because they're trying to get numbers.
Why did it fade out? Was it people weren't watching? There were no sponsors involved? Why do you think?
Unfortunately for women, it's very, very hard to make a living off of it. Even if you have the sponsors and you're getting paid, it's expensive. And the support from the sponsors wasn't necessarily there like it is for the men's league. And I think overall, there's a lot of women that ride. I think there's just a lot of intimidation when it comes to being at a high level. Because obviously the faster you get, the more dangerous it is, the harder you hit the ground. I know, some girls that race from, young age into their mid 20s, and then real life happens and adult responsibilities. And then the fun kind of gets put on the back burner. And it's something, if you don't do it every weekend and you dedicate yourself to it, just like bodybuilding, it's just not going to pay off for you. So I think real life hits for a lot of women. And unfortunately families come about and just responsibilities, and it kind of takes the back seat.
JB, have you ever seen anything like this? Because I don't watch anything besides bodybuilding and wrestling. Have you seen this, JB?
Yeah. For me, I can say in my former times, I often watch TV just zapping around and some stuff. And we have in Germany, we have several sports channels, and also ESPN we had. And so I was aware of motocross, especially the guys when they make the real big jumps and so on. There was also a European tour with the pros, and thousands of people were in the stadiums and so on, and was really excited. So, but also I knew that there was also a women's league. Sadly, they hadn't that into me. Sorry, and but in the former days, I think one former women's bodybuilding pro also did motocrossing. But it was 20 years ago, and then she had one season, and then she left.
It was over.
Sadly.
So how did you transition? When did the love for the iron start, or was it always there? Or when did you make the transition to putting on some serious muscle?
I've always loved training. I just had a different genre of training when I was racing dirt bikes. And I always fought because obviously dirt bikes is a stamina sport. So you don't want big muscle. You want to be built kind of like a runner. And I never liked that look, but it was something that I had to do to fit the part and get the results that I wanted. But I was always
to not eat so much. Did you have to starve for this, or did
no?
you?
No. I have a very big appetite.
Okay.
I always have, but it was always a struggle for me because I'm like, I want to get stronger. I want more muscle, but I can't. So I battled that for years. And then I broke my back in 2020 racing. And when I came back from that, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to get stronger. And it was kind of that moment for me where I'm like, well, I don't know if racing at the national level anymore is kind of worth it for me anymore, just because injuries and where I was in life and everything. So I was like, let's see if I can put on a little bit of muscle, but still stay good on the bike in case I wanted to go back to that. So I came back from my injury and put on a decent amount of muscle and decided that I really liked being strong. I moved to Alabama from New Hampshire.
Were you aware of nutrition at the time? Like how to put on muscle?
Somewhat, not as much as I am now. Like I've learned a lot in the last, I would say probably 4 years, and then way more in the last year working with Tolga. But I had a good grasp on nutrition to fuel myself as an athlete. So I had a pretty good like base knowledge of it. I kind of gravitated more towards powerlifting because I just was like, oh, I want to be strong. I moved to Alabama and I actually met a really close friend of mine now. And she's like, do you power lift? And I was like, no. She's like, well, you need to. Because she literally walked in the gym one day and I was repping 425 on deadlift.
Oh, wow.
And she's
without
like,
any this was your natural, well, you were strong naturally in a way then.
Yeah. It didn't take long for me to have over a 400-pound deadlift. And at the time I was about 175 pounds ish. Okay. And I really gravitated towards the powerlifting and I got really strong. I actually did get a pro elite total for powerlifting within 3 years of doing it. Okay. And my second meet ever was a pro meet for powerlifting. So I really loved doing that. But unfortunately, my back did not. So I started like the stronger I would get, I was chasing a 600-pound squat, and the stronger I would get and the more the closer I'd try to get, the more injuries were popping up. I actually like tore my QL muscle, tore my lat. And I was like, why do I keep getting hurt? So
it's because God wanted you to start bodybuilding.
you could say yes, it was easing me in a direction. So I went to a back specialist and he's like, yeah, your spine has shifted over an inch in the last like 2 years. He's like, it sits forward and to the left. So everything from the right is pulling. And he's like, eventually you're going to end up paralyzing yourself because your spine's going to collapse. He's like, you need to stop squatting and deadlifting.
How was that for you mentally when you're such a strong girl and saying, stop it?
It was tough. I was like, well, I actually went to a couple different specialists thinking I was going to get a different answer. But it was tough. I don't like being told that I can't do something. So I finally was like, you know what? It's not worth it, because if I end up paralyzing myself one day, that means like my whole entire life changes, not just lifting, not just racing, like everything changes. And it wasn't worth it to me. So I was like, I've always been interested in bodybuilding. Even with like when I was younger, like Dana Lynn Bailey, like, 10, 15 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be her.
Was it because of the body or was it because of the image with her? Because I see a lot of girls, JB, they say Dana Lynn Bailey, but it wasn't so much the physique. It was more the swagger, correct? Or
I think it's just her overall, back then for me, like being younger, it was just her overall image of kind of being a badass. Yeah. So I think that's what kind of drew me in originally. And then, I saw these other girls and I'm like, wow, they're really in shape. Like, to me, that's what femininity is being who you want to be and what you want to be, and owning it. So I was like, I want to do that. And then when I quit powerlifting, it was kind of like, okay, this is the perfect time. So I was like, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it now.
Yeah. So you came into it not so much what can I say? Well, yeah, you be what you want to be type of thing that you saw as strong females, but it wasn't so much the sport itself then. Like you weren't watching Miss Olympia videos and reruns and things like this in the beginning then, or?
No, honestly, I wasn't. I knew of a couple big name bodybuilders. I've always like followed a couple of the more of the guy side of things. Within the last, I'd say year, because I've been doing this, it'll be a year in June with Tolga. So for about a year and a half, I was I went to a couple of local bodybuilding shows here. I have a couple of friends that bodybuild. I kind of started immersing myself a little bit better and a little bit more in the industry, and then kind of seeing like, oh, like this is big, like this is awesome, and realizing that it is niche, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that still do it.
Before we go into how you started and what's going on with the training where you're competing, JB and myself, we are very interested into creating new stars. And we see all these tattoos and everything. And what type of, JB, this is your type of style, JB, I know. So what is this representing? And what type of music tastes? And like, who are you? Because I see you're very different.
Yeah, I've always been very different. And when I was younger, I actually got bullied a lot for it. I've never been a size 2 skinny. Like I've always had bigger legs from racing. I mean, I've been racing since I was 10 years old, and that's a very lower body dominant sport. So I've always had bigger legs. I used to play basketball and stuff. I was never one that fit inside of a box. And now it took me a very long time to be comfortable with that and realize that that is more of a blessing than it is a flaw. So I highly lean into I guess the image of tattoos. I've always loved tattoos. I never thought I'd be this tattooed, but they say about, you know, when you get one, it gets a little addicting.
You have to stop now if you're going to win the Miss Olympia women's. I know. You have to stop. But the
I know. I have stopped. I actually had a plan for this year to get my whole entire leg done. And I have not done that. There'll be no more leg tattoos.
No. So what does this represent? Is there anything?
Honestly, so when I first started getting tattoos, they all had meaning. Now, if I like it, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, this one took, I just got it right before I got married. So I've had it for almost 3 years now.
Okay.
And it took me canceling with 2 different artists and about 10 years of preparation to get this, because it's a focal point and it's kind of what people see first. Yes. So I wanted a very good artist to do it, and I wanted it to be exactly what I wanted. So it took me a while to pull the trigger on that one. But the rest of them, they all have like this one, it's hard to see, breast cancer for my mom. She's had breast cancer twice, so that one's pretty important to me. I have it's hard to see, but I have a little girl stick figure lifting weights. Yeah. I actually got that when I first like started powerlifting.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's different tattoos. I have my race number and my maiden name and just a couple different things that mean a lot to me. And then some of them, this one's for my grandparents. It's their actual handwriting. Some of them are sentimental and some of them are just, I liked it, so I got it. So
1 year ago, you meet Tolga. Is that how it is? And then was it or?
Yeah, so I reached out to him probably, I think it was maybe like March or April of last year.
Yes.
And I had reached out to a couple other coaches as well. Just like a local one here in Alabama that's pretty well known. And then a couple different coaches that I just seen on social media. Because like I said, I had no experience bodybuilding, so I didn't really know where to turn. I definitely learned to not necessarily put everything into social media and what's purveyed on social media. I talked to him a little bit and I was still kind of like, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do it? We had a conference call and I feel like we kind of instantly clicked. He's a straight shooter and that's what I like. I like no BS, straight to the point. Tell me how it is. I told him my goals and what I wanted to accomplish. And he said, let's do it.
Okay.
Which
the goal was to compete or just get in shape, get big, or what was the goal then?
A little bit of everything. I told him I wanted to step on stage. I said I didn't want to do it till like this fall, later in the year of this year. And he said, nah, I'm thinking summertime. And I was like, ooh,
you don't have to answer this, but were you a natural at that time?
No, I've taken peptides, which some people consider it natural,
I don't consider it anything other than peptides.
Some people do. You'd be surprised.
But come on. Yeah.
I hadn't taken anything serious other than I did 2 cycles of Anavar and GH based.
Okay,
and that was it.
So just some snacks then, yeah?
Yeah, just messed around a little bit here and there with stuff. I didn't honestly have the most knowledge behind it, and I didn't want to mess myself up. So I kind of dabbled here and there.
What gains did you get just to see your genetics? When you started a little bit on the bar, did you notice crazy strength gains or volume, or not much really happened?
It was hard saying, just because when I did my first cycle of Anavar, I also started a new cycle of powerlifting. So like a new program. So it's kind of hard to say. I did notice, I felt like I had a little bit more stamina from it. But other than that, I didn't notice like anything super crazy. And that's probably only why I just did it twice, like 2 different cycles.
I think it was a complete waste of time on the bar. It doesn't do nothing. But anyway, so when you then started with Tolga, and then, but not going to detail exactly what you're doing, but was that like scary to start with things? Was that something that we were worried about? Because it's a big decision from not on the bar. It's not really nothing. So when you really, was that something that was difficult for you?
No, I kind of had the mindset going into it that I was going to need to be enhanced to get to where I wanted to be. And I knew I was going to have to, like, I've always been a disciplined person. Like I thrive on routine. So the everyday same exact thing, like for me, that is perfect because I love it. When my schedule gets messed up or like something's different, that's when I struggle, like a little bit mentally. So for me, the organization of it, and just the whole idea of bodybuilding with the structure, the routine, the intensity, I absolutely loved it. I wasn't really scared. So at first when I started with Tolga, obviously, like I've never met him still to this day. So we'll meet at my first show when I fly into Vegas for my first show. You know, we've done the video chats and the phone calls and stuff, but to meet in person, so it's like I'm putting everything that I've done has always been self-coached, which was very intimidating for me to put that into somebody else's hands. Which, I mean, I know now and I trust him completely, but at the time I was kind of like, I'm going to give this like 6 months. And if I don't see like any crazy results, like, you know, or changes in the 6 months, you know, we'll reestablish what I'm doing in 6 months.
And one question, how did I don't know, is your husband a bodybuilder?
No.
So, how did he, JB? I know we get very excited when the girl's starting. We want them to do more. But if you're not in the game, how was it for him to see you start with this, with everything? Was he for it? Because if he's not, did he get like, how did he react to this?
He absolutely loves it. He would. When I first started, we own a concrete finishing company. So he works 7 days a week, crazy hours, always working. He would literally take time out of his days to stop in at the gym and stop by on his way by to make sure everything was good. He'd be like, hey, you need me to bring you something? Like he'd come load weights for me. Every night when we got home, like we have a conversation, like how was training today?
He did what? He came in to re-rack your weights?
He would load and unload my weights for me.
This is something. Yeah. What is this? Hey, tell him stop that. But that's too much. But okay.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, like we would talk about meal changes, and like he knows my check-in days. So he'll text me and be like, hey, have you got your feedback yet? Like, what's today? Like, you know, what's changing? You know, and obviously Tolga is very big on like being healthy and doing things in a healthy way. And that was my husband's biggest concern. He's like, I want to make sure through all of this, you stay as healthy as you can. And we know that Tolga is very, very adamant on health. So
how much is he paying you to say this?
Nothing. No. He doesn't even know the interviews today.
I know. Tolga likes the health. I know he's one of the healthiest coaches around. Yeah. But we saw, once you started, because we've seen the check-in pic she showed us, and are you surprised by the incredible gains that you made? Hey, Brittany, this is not normal genetics. JB, you've seen the check-in pictures, JB, and amount of evolution in such a short time is very rare. Is this something you're aware of, Brittany, that this is not normal? Like your progress is not normal. It's crazy.
I have been told by a few people that it's pretty crazy.
Yes.
To me, like, I guess, no, I don't realize it.
It is.
I have a hard time looking. I have body dysmorphia. I mean, all bodybuilders do, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's
I'm very proud of the progress that I've made. I'm very happy with it. To me, I still want more.
Of course, but you realize you have the genetics now.
Yeah. So after Tola basically pounding it into my head, because he has to send me like a couple months ago pictures versus like these check-in pictures. Because if not, I'm like, I look like crap. Like, this is terrible. Like, I've even asked him, like, are you sure I'm going to be ready for July? And he's like, just trust me. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to put myself on autopilot as far as my feelings for how I look. I said, I'm going to totally trust you. I said, I'm going to execute every box you give me. I'm going to check it. I said, I'm going to keep the intensity. I said, I'm going to hit all my marks. And come July, we're going to put a good package on stage. And I truly do believe that.
Yeah, because you can't go anywhere without genetics. So since you have the genetics, now it's getting interesting. JB, you've seen the picture, JB. What do you think is a very good genetics for, I would say, for women's bodybuilding in the end? What would you say, JB?
Yes, I think so too. Because, but you never know what happens in time. But yeah, I think it can be a goal that can be achieved. I think in next year, or 28 or something. But for now, it's the evolution is tremendous. I saw from now to now, and so the curve is going up and it's exponentially. So yeah.
Because right now you are kind of women's physique size, but the frame and structure is more women's bodybuilding once you grow into it. Is that something you agree on yourself, or what do you see yourself as?
That's intimidating to me.
No, but stop it. We have to. There's only one king of the hill, and that's women's bodybuilding. That's not women's physique. So it's not it, and not everyone is like Andre or Shaw in the first year. Remember that.
Right. And I have the utmost respect for all the divisions.
Yeah.
I do love the women's bodybuilding division. I guess the only thing is when I first started, I was like, I don't want to have to wear heels. That's why I went with physique.
Yeah, the figure. Yeah.
It's because I want to actually flex and not just pose.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to wear heels because honestly, I love training legs. I'd train legs every day of the week if I could. So wellness was very appealing to me. Except
no.
I know Tola said the same thing. He's like, no, absolutely.
Had enough of wellness now. We need to train arms and delts also. But
so I told him physique, and he's like, yeah, I agree for now. And he keeps telling me you're gonna end up in bodybuilding. You're gonna end up in bodybuilding. And I was like, let's just see where we go with it. Which I mean, I plan now that we're a year in. And I have literally enjoyed every session that I have had in the last year. Like when I was powerlifting, I go to the gym and be like, oh, I have to do this again. Like, I just don't want to, like, and I'd get down. And even in prep now, like, I thoroughly enjoy every day at the gym. Like, I'm having so much fun. And I feel like that's a huge.
You're having so much fun Hey, how much are you eating too much food? How many calories are you eating? How can you have so much fun 1 month out there, Brittany?
Well, I actually had a surprise carb load day Monday because I was supposed to go back to low high days.
Yes.
And he had to give me an 850 carb day because he said I'm too far ahead of schedule.
Wow.
Almost every week for the last couple weeks, I would say probably 4 weeks, I've either had like some sort of refeed or like a high carb day, which has been pretty great.
Yes, of course. What do you choose then for your high carb day? What foods do you like to eat?
I like to make cream of rice waffles.
Oh, cream of come on.
Yeah.
Dabble in something more extravagant.
Muffins. I do muffins.
Yeah.
And I like gummies. Like so I did a bunch of those this last time. And then I never thought I was a date person, but then he took them out of my diet.
Yeah.
And now like I like them with a little bit of sea salt, like before I train. That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it like somewhat decent because he does, he's like, you can go off, and I do bagels. I like bagels and sourdough. I'm French, so we like bread.
Oh yeah. Are you?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, well, you're from
Oh, wait.
Canada, was it?
Canada.
Yeah. So you're French Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. The show is in July. It's called. When is your regional? That's earlier. When is that?
Yeah, that's July 11th, and it's the Patriot National. Or
And
Patriot
there you're doing
Regional.
women's physique and women's bodybuilding.
That one will be just for physique, and then when we do USA's the following week, or 2 weeks or whatever it is, that'll be bodybuilding and physique.
And how many pro cards do they offer? Is it 3 in physique, 3 in bodybuilding, or what is the
I
rules?
think it's 2 and 2. I think.
Are you going to be in the same JB? You know that big girl, Haley. Is she in the same height class as her? A weight class? Are you going to be heavyweight or light heavyweight in bodybuilding?
I don't know. I'm 162 pounds right now, but we're obviously not at stage weight, so we don't really know necessarily where I'm going to come.
What is it? 145 up and under? I don't know. JB, do you know the American rules for heavyweight and light heavyweight?
No, it's not. It's not written anymore. It's different. So I think the promoter sets it.
Sets it there. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go in there, and let's say you win a pro card in one or the other, and based off of the check-in pictures, if you are going to be in shape, the possibility is actually there right away. We're not saying it's going to happen guaranteed, but you have the volume in back, legs. If you can get into crazy condition, and you said you're ahead of schedule, Tolga said, I don't know about this ahead of schedule, but you're on schedule, I say. He says, JB, ahead of schedule. Even Sarah Viegas is not ahead of schedule, but okay. You win the pro card, then you're going to step onto what stage the next day or next week?
It'll be the Tampa Pro.
Tampa Pro, yeah. Because that's 1 week later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, yeah. So this is really real epic goals and a plan right now, huh?
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited. Obviously, like we said, I've never done a show, so I have high expectations for myself just because of who I am as a person. But at the same time, I want to try to just take it all in and get the experience and kind of the first show jitters and whatnot out of the way. And then really, really focus on USA's.
Well, JB, Tolga, he's had Rania, and she did one show, first show. No one was there, sadly. But then she won. She competed against, I think it was no one. But then she got her pro card. And then she went straight into the pro show, finished really well in her third show. So just like regional, she won. And then she won her pro card. And then she did her very good pro debut. His other client that we met in Sweden, Rebecca, she did one show and turned pro in the first show. So now you're the third one, Brittany.
Yes. Yep.
You need some pressure, Brittany.
Yeah. Oh, the pressure, the self-pressure is there.
It is.
Oh, sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's exciting. And you're not cheating on you're very driven. So you don't have, of course, you have cravings, but there's no way of you breaking any diets or not doing everything. You're fully focused, yeah?
I'm fully focused. I literally, the other day, made like a pot roast and banana bread and a bunch of stuff for my husband. And he's like, you don't want to bite? And I looked at him and I'm like,
no.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, not even a bite. No. Not even a bite.
No. Do you have something excited that you're going to do and celebrate in the summer after the shows are done? Have you and your husband, is there some celebration or something you want to do after you do your third show?
I really want to go to this place called Gideon's in Florida, and they make the best chocolate chip cookies I've had in the world. Like, I'm a chocolate chip cookie connoisseur. And they have the best. So that's I told Tolga, I'm like, I don't care if I don't even get like a meal after. I said, as long as we can put this cookie in there, I'm good to go.
Good.
So
no, good. We need new pros for sure. And in specific in America, we need it. And it looks like, according to the pictures we've seen and the videos we've seen, you see the reaction. Are you excited with the reaction you're getting on your Instagram pics and the videos? Because it's very positive. Is this nice to get?
Yeah, I think most of my following has been like moto people that follow me for the racing side of it.
Okay.
So now that they see like I'm transitioning over, and then obviously right now, like I'm not riding at all just because food's low. I don't want risk of injury. You know, I told Tolga, and because he's like, you know, when prep starts, you're done riding. And I said, no, I know. Like,
oh, you're done riding, of course. Hello.
Yeah, I said, I'm ready for that. So my husband and I actually did one last like week-long riding vacation in Florida before I started my prep. And that was like my little, basically I'm done riding until after, you know, the shows and everything. And we kind of recomp and come back. But most of my followers were from the moto base. I have lost some because of me not posting the riding anymore.
Some.
Yeah.
Do they
I get
say
messages.
why they unfollow you, or they just unfollow you?
Most of them just unfollow me, but I have gotten quite more messages than I thought I would, saying that I'm wasting my talent on a dirt bike, and stuff like that, which I don't expect anybody to understand like what I'm doing. It's not theirs to understand. It's my goals and my dreams. So for me, I just feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. As far as, you know, riding for a hobby and then putting everything that I have into bodybuilding. So with the new goals, I mean, obviously I'm going to get some backlash from people. And then you have the people that are like just now following me because of the whole bodybuilding and fitness thing. And they're like, oh my gosh, like you're so awesome. Like, this is so great. Like, welcome. And overall, the industry itself has been very welcoming so far with like the followers that I've gained in the bodybuilding world. I mean, obviously you have your trolls, and
how do you, because that's something you probably never had, how do you react to these negative comments about your appearance? How do you react to that?
I take it for a grain of salt. The people that are commenting are more than likely people that are just sitting on the couch and not doing anything with their lives. And they don't understand what it takes to do what I'm doing and what I want to do and like where I want to go. So I don't expect anything else from people like that. So
no, good. JB, any ending questions you want to get in? Is there something you want to know, JB?
Not so far. I speculate on the next interview then.
Okay.
After the show.
We will obviously cover, Tolga will show us how we're going the first show, but your pro qualifier, obviously we're going to cover it with the stream. We're going to show all your videos and who else is competing. And hopefully you win the pro. If you win the pro card, you will be back for a winning interview, of course.
Like I
absolutely.
Said.
This is tradition.
Like I said.
And then Tampa, obviously, we're going to cover it. And hopefully, but you will do women's physique for the first, if you turn pro, it will be physique at Tampa, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And then off season, and then grow hopefully into a female bodybuilder for the next year or the year after.
Tolga and I never really had an off season together, so to speak. Like when I came on with him, we did like a health phase and then like a recomp and then a mini cut and then backed out of that and then basically went straight into prep. So we've never had like a decent amount of off season together. So, and we've accomplished what we have so far. So I'm very excited for prep and show season. But I'm also very, very excited for a legitimate off season just to see like what type of like quality tissue we can really put on.
Before we go, we need a conditioning check. We need to see some conditioning. We haven't seen your how many weeks are we out? You were ahead of schedules. Now we're putting you on pressure here. So how many weeks are we to the first show?
6 weeks and 2 days.
6 weeks. That means you should be around like 5 kilos. You don't know what kilos, probably around 4 or 5 kilos away, correct? Like
yeah. 12. So he thinks we're going to step on stage around like between 153 and 155 ish.
And now you are?
I was 162 this morning.
Yeah. So that's going to be manageable, obviously. 10 pounds in 6 weeks. That's not an issue for you.
No. So I actually just did a diet break last week for 5 days.
A diet break for 5 days during prep?
Whoa. Yeah. I went up to, I think it was like 2,800 calories for 5 days. And I actually lost, I actually lost 1.5 pounds.
Wow. By introducing all the carbs, your body just, wow. So you're ready to go. Okay, can we see some shots before we go, Brittany? We got to see what we're working with. Can we see the physique? So, guys, she is 6 weeks out of her first show. And it's the back and quads she's known for, correct, JB?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the... Wow.
That's good.
Well, that's crazy quads, yeah?
Wow.
Definitely. JB.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Wow.
Very thick back and the lat spread. We got to see the lat spread because that's the signature pose.
Yeah.
Boom. Wow.
Yeah.
Great lat spread.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's the lat spread. What's your signature pose then? It's the lat spread, ain't it?
I don't know. Like, my favorite is the back double bicep.
You know the Jay Cutler when he comes in and he shakes it?
Yeah.
Maybe something... That would be some, or like, you don't know who Amazonka is probably, but she had famous for the quad shake. Maybe quad shake. Quad shake and the lat spread.
Yeah.
I like back double bicep. That one's my personal favorite.
With your fingers like this or proper?
I do this now.
No.
But I will have to at USA's do both.
Yeah.
So I've been actually practicing both. We also might add the Arnold pose in as well. So that's something.
The twisting.
Yeah. I've been working on that one. If I can get it down to where I'm happy with it and my posing coach is happy with it, then we're probably going to end up putting that one in.